The Obama administration is putting a ground stop on a deal that would form the largest airline in the world. The Justice Department filed an antitrust suit today to try to block the merger of American Airlines and US Airways, saying that it would hurt consumers. As evidence, the government cites internal memos in which executives of the two airlines say that previous mergers have allowed the industry to raise fees and fares. Publicly, those airlines claim that the deal would be good for travelers, so unless the two sides can settle their differences, the merger is flying into court. Here is transportation correspondent Sharyl Attkisson.
It's the first time in 14 years that the federal government has filed a lawsuit to block an airline merger. US Airways and American announced plans to combine in February. Daryl Jenkins is an airline industry analyst.
Do you think US Airways and American were caught by surprise by this?
Everybody was caught by surprise on this.
The federal government is worried about the impact on consumers. It cites examples like a one-stop round-trip flight from New York to Houston. The American Airlines fare comes up as $1,467. On its merger partner, US Airways, it costs just $575. If the two airlines become one, the lower fare would disappear. US Airways and American only have 12 nonstop routes in which they overlap, but a Government Accountability Office report says 1,665 routes they serve could ultimately be affected by less competition and higher fares. In a statement, the Justice Department said, "We simply cannot approve a merger that would result in U.S. consumers paying higher fares, higher fees, and receiving less service." The airlines have announced they'll fight the lawsuit, and Jenkins, who consults for the airline industry, thinks they'll win.
I assume they're going to win. They'll win very soon. So I expect this merger to close by the end of the year still.
Will they win without making concessions?
No, they will have to make some concessions.
Both airlines say the government is wrong, that the merger will help passengers, not hurt them, and they promise Scott a vigorous legal defense.
Sharyl, you're at Ronald Reagan National Airport outside Washington. Just for example, what kind of impact would the merger have there?
Well, Scott, 69% of the flights here that come in and out are either US Airways or American Airlines. They'll probably have to give up some of that monopoly to make concessions to the government and open room for the competition. By the way, this is Congress's main airport, and of course, they're always keenly interested in what happens at their airport.
Sharyl Attkisson, thank you, Sharyl.